It's real constructive criticism. If it's coming from people that know you and don't know you, but telling you the truth. I don't take constructive criticism from artists anymore. I take constructive criticism from the listeners because the listeners are the ones going to tell you what you need to do. I'm not going out there to put my shit into no artist's ear for them to tell me, hey, nah, man, I don't like that. Because I don't need to listen to an artist. I need to listen to the people that's going to buy it.
You know, that's so powerful. I just did an interview with Angel Sessions, and she said, my listeners are my record label. I was like, oh, I can dig it. I can totally dig it. What about you, Beezy? How do you take that constructive criticism? How can you help someone else be able to take it?
Just to kind of chime in on what my brother just said, man. You do have to definitely learn how to recognize when it is constructive criticism and whether it's just criticism, because you're gonna get criticized no matter what you do. But you have to learn to differentiate between constructive criticism, and the way that you do that, man, is basically like he's saying, man. You got to take things to the listeners, dude. It's straight up the listeners, man. You have to realize that we live in, and we also any person that's trying to be an artist, man, you're living in a saturated industry that is dying. It's dying. You're living in a saturated. So people are always going to tell you stuff like, "Oh, you don't go hard on next," and they're gonna try to help out the people that they want to see on and that they want to get on in their own people, man. So you have to learn. Like I'm with my brother, man. Take it to the fans. Let them people listening to it, and if they don't like it, man, then we come back harder. We like to ask them, man, what y'all like to hear, man. You have to keep your ear glued down, and you got to stay current with the times to learn what these people want to hear. I'm not saying take away from what you artist. You have to find out how to do the new with yourself without losing yourself. At the same time, you gotta create new things, man, and basically you gotta learn how to listen to, man. At the end of the day, I used to be very stubborn, so to speak. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing about it because I know everything and I know everything. Early on, I got screwed in a lot of deals as a young guy at 16 years old. I got screwed in a lot of deals. This is very true. I got signed to a contract when I was 16, man. We sold 50,000 records. We got paid in a lot of clothes and all kinds of crazy stuff, man, because contracts, we didn't pay attention to nothing, man. And if we would have paid attention to those people that are like our older brothers and stuff like that, man, people that really gave you real constructive criticism, like, hey, you sound good, but if you did a little bit more of this instead of a little bit more of that, then you could bring yourself out because you have more. If we would have listened to those kind of things, and actually, it was an older brother of mine, got his near and dear to my heart, a DJ named DJ Johnny T, man. He was the guy that would always tell me, hey, man, you need to learn the business. You need to learn the business. And I was so stubborn that I didn't care nothing about the business. The only thing I could see was making it. And making it to me was being on TV, having a car, having money, having hoes, all this different stuff. That's the only thing I cared about, like, man. And I never learned the business. And that's how I got screwed over a lot of things. So not to ramble, man, but basically, man, you gotta learn how to pay attention to the people that really give you the real. You can't go to that next artist that's in that saturated industry. Him, that he don't care about you. He don't want nothing to do with you. He don't care nothing about what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? So if you coming to him with really genuinely saying, hey, man, how you feel about this, man? Hey, man, this, he gonna tell you. And especially if it go harder than his, man, he gonna tell you, oh, nah, man, I don't like that. That's weak. So, man, fuck what another artist got to say. Because at the end of the day, not to be cocky or nothing like that, dog. But when it comes down to artistry, dog, we do this. We literally do this. We not no jokers. We not no mess around people. We some serious dudes. We done been around the block 4 or 5 times. Man, it's strictly cutthroat. We do mess with other artists. We not stuck up dudes, man. We love other artists. We show love majorly. But when it comes down to business, man, we handle business. You know what I mean? And that's just my advice to younger guys. Stay focused, real constructive criticism, learn how to differentiate what it is.